I think it's just past experiences and just things of the unknown, really. We've all had experiences in our lifetime, whether we like to believe it paranormal or not, or we can make a reason for it, but this is why I want to investigate, to find out if there is anything after death. And personal reasons, you know, we've all lost people, and to know of what they're doing and if there's something after, more to this life.
Yes, I have experienced paranormal. We were by the lakes and the little, like, Victorian urchin type child was in front of me, and it just sort of looking at the water. As I went to reach it, it sort of disappeared. So, yeah, that's my most vivid one.
Anybody can go into a room and say they feel something. They're hearing voices. I'm not dismissing them, you know, mediums and psychics completely. If they believe they have that gift, then that's fine. But it would take a lot to convince me, because I could walk into a room and say, I can smell smoke, I believe there was a fire here, I believe a child died here and I can feel his pain. Where 2 hours ago, before I came to the investigation, I've researched that on the internet. It's easy to fake. Whereas when you're looking for scientific evidence, it's a lot harder to fake. You know, if you catch a voice and none of you are there, you've got the camcorder pointing at the room so you can see there's no one there, you can hear this voice, it's very hard to disprove, you know, very hard. That's why I'm scientific.
I mean, everyone's got their own thing, and we're just trying to catch as much evidence as we can in what we've got, and you know, people can accept it or not. That's entirely up to them. We don't look either way, you know, good or bad. We're just trying to find something to make people feel comfortable.
If I hear something, I'll go looking for it. I might crap my pants, but if there's an explanation to it, I'll put that to it. Like a door opening, then it might be like a dodgy latch. I probably would say I was a skeptic, because I've not had enough. I've had experiences, but I've never had my own experiences to, or enough experiences, sorry, to, do you know what I mean, to know whether it's true or not. I do believe something's out there, and I don't believe after death you just disappear.
I bought the business in December of 2008 and moved in with my two daughters in August of 2009. Everywhere has its legends. This village probably has one or two more than most because of Amy Robsart and all the goings on at Cumnor Place in the 16th century. So yes, I was aware, that's for sure, of the more famous legends, but judging by the number of things that seem to go on in here, I think there's more than her involved in it, let's put it that way. When did I start noticing things? Probably within a month of being in here. When there was nobody upstairs, which is where my daughters sleep, I would often hear bangs, you know, light tapping noises, footsteps, I mean, all sorts of stuff, and everything very benign. I mean, there's nothing violent. I mean, there's no knives being chucked or axes or anything like that. I mean, everything's very nice and fine and dandy, but the things happen, and not just at night time either. I mean, definitely during the day. Very active during the day. And I think it was one Friday in late October around 1:30 in the morning I started to hear a rhythmical tapping noise coming in from the ceiling of the main bar in the pub section of the place. And this was a very consistent noise, about tapping every 30 seconds or so. I went up twice. My daughters were asleep upstairs. I went upstairs to my living room twice, which is where I thought these noises were emanating from. Absolutely nothing up there, not a sign of anything. Following Friday, I was in the bar again at about 1:30, having shut everything up. Front door was open, no other method of getting in or out of the pub, not through the kitchen, not through the car park, not through the conservatory doors, nothing. Everything was locked up, solid, tight. And I heard voices coming through from the restaurant, an animated conversation. Not a nasty conversation, but you know, it seemed that there were two or three people, possibly three people, having a conversation. The voices carried on for probably another 5 to 7 minutes after that, and then they just disappeared. The top floor is quite active during the day, even when my daughters are not there. They're off at school. I can clearly hear quite often tapping noises, footsteps, all sorts of interesting things which can not be explained by any logical other thing than something that's paranormal that's going on. Well, given that myself and my family have seen lots of interesting things going on and heard lots of interesting things in my particular case going on here, it would be nice to have a rational or even irrational explanation of what's going on, depending on your viewpoint. If your viewpoint is that you don't believe in ghosts, then obviously any explanation of this is going to be irrational. But it would be nice to know. There is a part of me that has always believed in the supernatural without getting completely ridiculous. And I'd like to be able to confirm my suspicions one way or another by having some professionals who know what they're doing come in and check the place out.
My name is Jenny Wincott and I'm founder of Banbury Ghost Hunters. We have myself and Zoe, Meg, who's now the team leader, Kelly, who's been with us from the start, and then we took on 3 new members, so we have 7 altogether. And then my mum, we class as a bank investigator. She'll come as and when she feels like it. So 7 proper members and 1 in-betweener.
We'll use voice recorders, video cameras, digital cameras, EMF meters.
We don't have the best equipment yet. There is a lot that we still want to get. At the moment, we use digital cameras. We take photos when we first go into a building. Then we take pictures throughout the night in the dark, and then we can always cross-reference. If we walk into a room and see something on the floor and we're not sure if it was there, we can look back to when we first came in and find out if it was there or not.
The digital cameras will take pictures during while it's light and then while it's dark, so we can see what reflections, what light's catching off of what. So, because sometimes, you know, things can look different to what they actually are because of the light reflecting off certain things like mirrors or doorways or shiny paint, that sort of thing. And pictures have been known to catch apparitions of spirits, but unfortunately we haven't yet. We use digital camcorders. We have 1 night vision one at the moment, but we're hoping to get more. Again, that's at the moment, because we don't have night vision, it's mainly for audio. We use EMF meters, electromagnetic field detectors. They pick up electromagnetic fields. Electricians use them to find wiring in walls. But a lot of paranormal investigators believe that when a spirit tries to manifest itself, it takes all the energy from around them, and you can pick up the energy fluctuations using this device. They find out different energies around the buildings, so we can find out if there's a paranormal energy or a natural energy that could be causing the occupant to feel paranoid or have hallucinations. We use a thermal and infrared thermometer because you can get cold spots, and again that's when they try and manifest. They're taking the energy and it makes the air very cold. And digital voice recorders, just to pick up disembodied voices, EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon. We've caught a few voices on there that we can't explain on voice recorders because I suppose it's different spectrums and different levels. We might not, it's like a dog, they can hear what we can't. So I guess that it's probably the same on the spirit world. You know, they're trying to talk but we can't hear it because we're on a different level. And that's the best equipment that we have at the moment. That's what we've got most of our evidence on, is a digital voice recorder. So yeah, we don't have much, but it does the job so far, so alright. First of all, we take base readings with the EMF detector and a thermometer. That's just so we know if there's any high EMF detection, so we'll know through the night if it goes off, we've already tracked it and we know what's causing it. If there's no high EMFs and we get a fluctuation, it goes up, then possibly something's going on. And the same with the temperature as well. If we get a base reading of 70 and if for some reason it drops to 50 for no reason, then again it could be something slightly odd, and that's something for us to then look into. We haven't had much with the EMF.